Since the death of Queen Elizabeth II, who became a symbol of the monarchy in the UK, much has changed in the life of her family. Why is the press sure that the days of the newly crowned king and all his relatives are numbered? The British royal family is fighting an illness in the literal sense of the word. 3 monarchs at once, whose key role for the functioning of the main systems of the UK is almost invaluable, are facing a serious illness. The press has already spoken openly about the possible collapse of the established system that Elizabeth II has worked hard to build for many years, and some have turned to the prediction of Nostradamus, who knew exactly when Elizabeth would leave the world and where would her absence lead. The very first red flag for Elizabeth's relatives was the fact that the most beloved of Charles' daughters-in-law, Kate Middleton, was in a hospital bed. Always blooming Duchess of Cambridge complained of indisposition a few weeks ago. The royal doctors, fearing a possible relapse, secretly from journalists hospitalized the wife of Prince William. Later, the future king was spotted near the London clinic. Looked the heir to the throne exhausted and tired. It turned out that his wife stayed in a private room after a serious operation on the abdomen. Princess of Wales is 41 years old. She has always been distinguished by a blooming look. She has a history of a childhood scar on her head after again unnamed surgery and toxicosis during pregnancy, which Kate successfully fought with meditation and deep breathing. Middleton had no more complaints, therefore the situation looked doubly alarming. Adding fuel to the fire, TV presenter Konka Koyeha, who reported that Middleton was under strict control of doctors for a long time and almost died. There were serious complications that the doctors did not expect because the surgery went well, but the post-operative period did not go as planned, Koyeha said. Amid his wife's existing difficulties, William lost his temper. According to the inner circle of the monarchy, and already tired of the constant difficulties of the Duke, was literally ready to climb the wall, because in addition to the main work duties, he was overcome by difficulties with the upbringing of 3 children and worries about the future of his wife. At one point, for the duration of his wife's illness, William even gave up all powers to be near Kate and hold her hand. On his return, he said he would appear before the public, not until Easter at the earliest. The second blow to the subjects was the news that Charles III had been hospitalized. Doctors found a benign prostate tumor. The king will undergo surgery. And no more public events for the time being. Many were surprised by such frankness of Buckingham Palace on the subject of the monarch's health. One of the versions, Charles III wants to set an example for all men, so that they more often pass medical examination. Others thought that all this is nothing but a performance and an attempt to cover his tracks. After coming to the throne, Charles lost his grip and made several key blunders that led to problems in the country's economy. Unable to stabilize the situation, Charles decided to go into the shadows for a while, shifting some of the responsibility to known relatives. But it seems that now the British are more concerned about the fate of Kate than the king. After all, Middleton, a wonderful mother, an impeccable wife, embodies unwavering stability. And after the death of Elizabeth II and during the scandals with Princes Harry and Andrew, stability is needed more than ever. It turns out that the so-called Big Three members of the royal family in the coming weeks will be out of reach. Only Princess Anne and her brother Prince Edward remain at the helm of the monarchy. Does not add optimism, and the news of the third disease in the family of Elizabeth II, the former wife of Prince Andrew, Sarah Ferguson, was diagnosed with malignant melanoma. It comes just months after treatment for breast cancer. After being diagnosed with an early form of breast cancer in the summer, the Duchess of York has now been diagnosed with malignant melanoma. A dermatologist examined several mole masses. One of them turned out to be cancerous. The channel quotes the words of a representative of Ferguson. As noted, the Duchess remains in good spirits, despite the circumstances, but it is clear that the diseases literally undermined the royal family so much that there is little strength to fight external problems. Whether by fate or fate, a series of problems hit the monarchy just a year and a half after Queen Elizabeth's departure. Historians agree that the departure of the monarch, who for 70 years held all the power in the country on her shoulders, literally opened the gates of hell for William and the rest of the main cronies. In the context of all that is happening in the British royal family, especially curious journalists found the prediction of the most famous seer in history, Nostradamus. It is a joke, but his prophecy completely coincides with what is now happening in the royal family. Previously, Nostradamus predicted the exact date of Elizabeth II's death with near-daily accuracy, and now it has been revealed that the seer also saw Charles' possible imminent demise. Elizabeth II will die in 2022 at the age of 96, which is 5 years shorter than her mother's lifespan. Prince Charles will be crowned in her place and will become a King of the Isles, Nostradamus said, and later added. The sudden death of the first person will bring about a change and the kingdom will be led by another, the prediction reads. Curiously, the name of the current king is not mentioned in this prediction, but it is Charles on whom the shadow of suspicion falls. According to this prophecy, instead of Queen Elizabeth's son, the throne will not go to William, but to Prince Harry, who, according to the rules, and according to the order of succession should not ascend the throne at all. Thus, after William, the right to rule the country should inherit the right of the eldest son of the Cambridges, George. It is doubly ironic that the final collapse of Great Britain, according to Nostradamus, awaits the country at the moment of accession to the throne of William's children. So far there are no preconditions for this, but given previous predictions, the British should seriously fear the possible consequences. It is believed that for Queen Camilla, the last straw was Prince Harry's visit to his ailing father, which she, and not only she, considered a PR stunt. The animosity between Queen Camilla and Prince Harry reportedly flared up again after the royal renegade travelled 5,500 miles to see his father, King Charles III, after learning of his cancer diagnosis. But the meeting was far from warm, with Queen Camilla strongly advising her youngest stepson never to return to the UK again and to try to pry into his ailing father in roughly these terms, and never set foot here again. The Duke of Sussex allegedly made the 75-year-old royal, who many claim has only 6 months to live, wait for hours and then demanded that his stepmother be banished from the room while he spoke to his father. I'm told Camilla was outraged, the courtier continued. She had been harboring ill will toward Harry for years and couldn't wait to repay him 100-fold. The feud between Camilla and her youngest stepson began when Harry publicly blamed her for the breakup of his mother Diana's marriage to Charles, and called the royal consort a dangerous villain. Harry also accused her of leaking negative and false stories about members of the royal family to the British press, allegedly in an attempt to rehabilitate her own tarnished image.